Hello everyone, this is Nia. Hi guys. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make some environmental textures, such as the ones in this environment I made. Specifically I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do rocks and like the trunks that I have on the trees here. You can see in this environment that I did that I mainly go for like a sort of semi-realistic and simplistic look. But with the methods that I will be teaching you, you can actually just go for as much realism or simplicity, cartoony kind of look you want to do and go for. Just to give you guys like an idea of what it really looks like around. So yeah, you can tell I think these rocks, I'd say like they can give realism as well as like they're pretty simplistic as well. Let's not do that, ZBrush, thank you. Yeah, and as well as with the wood, it's actually a very simple texture that I did. And I'll show you guys exactly how to do everything. Let's start with the wood actually, with the tree trunks. So I'm gonna hide these subtools just so that they're not in the way. Let's make a new one. And for the trees, I like to start with the cylinder. Simply because like it's already replicating the shape. We're first gonna scale this. Actually, I also like to divide my models before I actually like start rendering them. I usually go for like 3 to 5 times. See how that looks. I think that's pretty clear. Yeah, we'll do. I think that was 3 or 4 times I did. Anyways, you'd like to scale this first. So let's click W, go into frame, and let's shorten him a bit. And then let's make him super tall. Whee! Oh, that's not the right tool, okay. Whee! He's a little fat, I don't like that. I want mine to be a bit wonky, kind of like a witchy look. Like barren October, spooky trees kind of look. Okay, I'm gonna make this as simple as possible as well, however. So I'll be speedy running through this with you guys so I don't take too much of your time. What I like to do first is start with move. I go in with a pretty big brush. You can use symmetry for the start if you'd like to, just to like, okay, ensure this goes, they move with each other, right? Like if you want to make the trunk bigger, I don't know why symmetry was disabled. Trunk bigger, you can do that. I don't know why it keeps, okay. You can do that. I find it easier to just do it manually with one like active side. So you're just gonna start pushing this and pulling this around wherever you see fit, like wherever you want the tree to have a natural shape to it, or like a weird bump. And just play around with it. Don't make it, doesn't have to be so perfect or realistic. I'm gonna make this a little taller. Alright, let's go back with move. Play around with it. Make sure you're going around the model as well, so it's not just like moved on one side and then it's like flat on the other. That would be a pretty weird look. Currently I'm just gonna start with like this first dimension. Make it a bit tall up there. That's gonna be the tip of the tree. Let's make this part come out. Yeah, it's just gonna be a bit wonky of a shape, and as weird as it looks, we will fix it later for details, so don't worry. I have this part going over there. Make you a little wider. Already, I think we're looking a bit weird. I like that. Let's fix that top part though. Not how trees usually work. The problem you may run into is it kind of bending like this, and I'll show you exactly how to fix that. But we're gonna ignore it for now. Remember that none of your models have to be perfect. It's a learning process. I think that looks pretty good. Now, I'm gonna go in with polish. Polish is gonna be your best friend for this entire tutorial. First, I would like to go in here. Whenever you get parts like this, you can just smoothen it out, so it's not as dramatic. And it won't be affecting where you push your brush so much. I'll give that a bit more up there. Alright, we're gonna go in with polish now. Just go crazy with it. I have my intensity a bit higher than the default setting. I find it to be more helpful. So this will automatically just start making your model more rectangular and give it that texture, which is really helpful. And if you want to like make it even more dramatic, again, you can increase your intensity. But that can be a bit like harsh as well. I'm just gonna go with the small one for now. I also put in a little more detail with the standard brush as well. So, and feel free to like smoothen things out beforehand you even start using your polish brush or anything else to add details. It's an experimental process, honestly. Alright, we got a decent tree so far. Really simple. And I'm going to go in with the standard brush now. I'm going to lower my brush size quite a bit because I just want to add some details. That's a bit big. I think that should be good. Don't worry, we're going to... We'll like render them in soon. Just blocking everything out right now. And again, you can go as far detailed or as simplistic as you want. This is just like the foundation for making the texture. Whatever like suits your design and what style you're going for. Okay, I think I'm gonna add one right here. Here. I'm just doing it pretty randomly. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's polish once again. It's kind of like a layering process, this entire thing. Let's use polish once again. Let's increase our brush size just a bit. With details, you want to go a bit smaller, more gentle. Also, feel free to, while you're using the standard brush, to go in with Alt and make those little crevices. But I feel like we're ready, because we moved it so much and polished from before already, kind of like displaced and made those gaps between the branch, like, kind of veins. We already have that going. And I'm gonna end it there. I think that's a bit successful. I would probably want to smoothen it out a bit more, but that's a good looking tree trunk and base. Then from there on, you just add your leaves. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how to make rock textures. Yay! I think rocks are very fun, actually. Hello again, everybody. My ZBrush just terminated, so I had to resume the video. Regardless, we're going to start with our cube rock texture now. Divide once again a couple times so your brush doesn't come out like very geometric looking. We're gonna go in with clay buildup this time. That looks... I'm gonna divide it one more time. I might crash my computer, but don't worry about it, it's fine. That's a good drawing size, I think. Basically, what we're gonna do with this, I'm gonna reduce the size just a tad. Alright. You're gonna go in with clay buildup, and you're just gonna make this texture on every surface of the cube. I'm gonna go pretty fast, but go as crazy as you'd like to kind of make the beginning of that rock the base for your texture. We're just going for a very random, ragged, organic look, you know? Nothing in nature is necessarily like all hard edges and perfect. So nothing has to be perfect. Have fun with it. An experiment. Perfect. Let's continue. I don't know if you guys can hear the Alvin and the Chipmunks in the background. Don't mind it, please. It's a good show, I think. Looking good. 2 more sides. And like I said with the tree, this is going to be a layering process. This is going to be just going in and adding more detail time after time, as much as you want to render it. We're going to go on this side. Even though it's like the floor part, I still like to add detail there. Because you never know when you may be reusing your subtools. In my environment, for example, I made like several base subtools, and then I kind of just duplicated them for to work faster and not harder. Now we're just gonna scale this a bit to make it whatever rock shape you want it to be. I'm gonna make mine a bit wide and flat. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna lower his height a bit. Make him a little smaller. That looks good. And you can also go in with move. And literally just, if you want like a bump there, anywhere, emphasize that, drag it around. I'm gonna make it like, yeah. And don't worry, it looks like very smudged right now, but we will fix that. Looking good, looking good. Alright, I think that's good enough. Let's go in with polish. So definitely increase your intensity for polish when you're going to use it this time. Start with a pretty big brush so we can map out those big surfaces of the rock and just start going in. I'm going to raise my intensity a lot more because you really want to just like create those hard edges just like that. That's perfect. And yeah, oh gosh, I don't know what I just did. Hopefully it didn't make anything crazy. Yeah, just do this on every plane and surface. And even once you finish this part, this is like this is a solid model. You can use this for a simple environment or anything. It doesn't have to be so detailed, in my opinion. Not looking bad at all. I'm gonna finish doing this part. But I do want some details in there. It doesn't look bad at all. But I do want to make it a little more rugged. I want everything to connect a bit. This is what I was mentioning earlier. If you get things like this, just smooth them out. Just play around with the smooth. And it'll probably also just go away when we're while we're in the process of detailing it and adding and subtracting. But also these edges are kind of good as well because it's a rock. We're imitating rocks. We don't want perfection. We want rough edges. Let's go back to the front and let's add more clay buildup. Go in with the smaller brush this time for the details. I like to go on the surfaces I've already made, but definitely add some like bumps in between. Good enough. This time make your polish brush. We're going to do the same process once again. A little smaller. You can start with a big size, but make it a little smaller because we want to create surfaces for everything we just did with the clay buildup brush. And then repeat as before. And you can block out with big strokes and then continue with smaller strokes as well to make those smaller details. Looking smooth, looking smooth. Let's emphasize a bit more here. That looks good. Alright, in essence, we have our rock. Let's add a couple more details. Let's go back in with clay buildup and we're going to change our brush style. We're going to change it to spray. Let's see how this looks. Alright, in essence, we have our rock. Let's add a couple more details. Let's go back in with clay buildup and we're going to change our brush style. We're going to change it to spray. Let's see how this looks. You can go in with a bit smaller brush. I like that size. I usually go a little smaller, but this is for texture to create that like grainy look. Go in a little bit everywhere. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we're gonna polish this out as well. Our polish is gonna be, I believe I use a pretty small brush size. Again, you can start with big strokes and then big gentle strokes. Don't completely erase your work. And then smaller strokes to catch on to the details we're creating and refine them. I think polish is a great brush and it works for pretty much anything you're trying to make. I think it's definitely overlooked. I haven't heard about it like being used so much until recently, where I, tried using it myself. Great. We went in everywhere, and let's just render now. Let's polish it once again. And you see it's going to catch on to those details we made. Can start big. But yeah, we really made a texture there. And now you just have to render it, smoothen it out. You can always also use a smooth brush, but I think that's a bit too intense sometimes, or it's too like it softens your subtool too much. This is looking good, I think. I'm gonna continue over here. And again, you can go as detailed as you want with this effect. I'm going for like a cartoonish, semi-realistic look. I bet you could find like a render like this and some RPG or something, but go in with as much detail as you'd like. This process works for whatever level, I think. Whoa, okay. Looking good, looking good. This is so cool, guys. Now you can like always, whenever you want to just make some cool looking rocks, maybe add like a waterfall next to it. I don't know, that's what I'm envisioning in my mind right now. I just don't think I want to be in New Jersey. I want to be in like, I don't know. Not New Jersey. Somewhere warm and nice. Okay, let's go in here, and it's the bottom, so we can just like, you don't have to be so detailed. Just cover it up. No one will know. Yeah, I think we have a successful rock, guys. Looking good, looking good. I think so, yeah. That's how you make rocks. Yay! And again, you can always adjust it however you want to, even if you're like finished from here. Every step of the way. If you want to make it like, if I want this to be, it still retains the texture. Don't go crazy because of course it'll look smudged, but anything works. And you can always just like duplicate to make like multiples of them and then adjust them from there. Case in point, my environment. Yeah. There's our rock. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. That's how you make some environmental textures. Okay. See you guys. Bye.